fucked him, you fucked him, you fucked him. So yeah, you're supposed to get raped, whatever. If he talks some more, we're gonna kill you. And that's exactly what happened.
He probably smoked the whole chain command.
That's why a lot of them foreign women in the military. That's why they fuck higher ranking officer, because they get like a secretary job. They don't get deployed. None of that shit. Yeah. That's why you saw that fine ass chick on there bouncing her ass, man. Hey, she probably was engaged. Hey, you know how many times she's been passed around? She's probably been passed around more than a blunt in the fucking cycle, man. Straight up. Hell yeah, man. And that's why she's proud, because she'd never get deployed. Yeah. Or if she pissed somebody off, the wrong top dude, the corporals, oh, they'll get rid of her ass, man.
Yeah, man.
Alright? This is a precept. This is the book of Deuteronomy 3, and I'm gonna start at verses 18. It says, and I command you at this time, saying, Yahweh, your power, have given you this land to possess it. Ye should pass over armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, and all that meet for the war. But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, should abide in your cities which I have given you. So they weren't supposed to go to war. Remember, they ain't supposed to be in no military, man. They ain't bred for it. That ain't in their structure to fight a war. Because, hey, the brother, Gabar Yahweh, he was giving us a story. He said that when he went, he said he'd been on 4 different deployments, man. He retired from that shit. So, you know, the brother was in, he seen some shit.
Yeah, he was a grunt, too.
Yeah. He seen a lot of shit go down, man. He said that he went in his first windstorm, those sandstorms. He said, man, that bitch was bugging out, rocking back and forth, praying and shit. And he already knew, like, man.
What time it was,
You know, but yeah, she was all geek. I'm ready to kill some niggas. I'm gonna shoot. It ain't, hey, when you getting them fucking bullets flying at your ass, your mind changed real quick.
Yeah, you got,
See the homie right here get this shit clapped open, man.
Most men that come back from war, they don't be back right, because honestly, vigilant men of war, those are the grunts of society. Those are the men that wasn't rap too tight. The men that, you know, will rip a nigga's head off with no hesitation. Them the men you send to war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got that warrior bred in, and you don't see no fucking no white collar god of war, man. I have these niggas in the military, they unequipped right now. Hey man, Esau would never have a post or a pre-World War II military no more, man. That shit is done. It's all divided, man. Jake be beating up crackers in there. You got gangbangers in that nigga, GDs, Blackstones, Vice Lords, Crips. And off the rip, Jake just kind of link up with each other anyway. Because most Jake know it's bullshit, man. They go to the army to get the benefits. You know? Because if you retire from the military, oh, you be straight. You set for life. Like this one nigga that got fucking built 2 houses in Dallas from the ground up after 25 years in the military. Now he's like the chief of a fire department, man. Making good ass money. You know? So if you can make it through that shit and the Lord get you out of it unharmed, hey, that's a blessing, man. Because a lot of Jakes don't make it back right. You know?
I think even Esau brought it out in like a podcast that most of the psychopaths of history, they were always warriors. They were in the battlefield. He said nowadays they don't really fit in with society as much because there's not a constant threat. But a lot of those guys that are just not rap tight, they don't have that empathy, they were on the battlefield. Like Alexander of Macedonia. That guy, they call a megalomaniac. He wasn't rap too tight, man. You know, he can see a lot of shit. He don't fuck him up at all. He's really a psychopath. Like in his mind, it's just blood, and it just don't bother him, man.
Well, one thing, he's Edomite. Second of all, when you take a leopard and you gut it, and you gut the brains out and wear it as a helmet, he really wore a crown as a leopard on his head, man. That's a sick individual right
running through shit.
They say out of his whole voyage, out of the 12 years he reigned, he was in war like 10 and a half, 11 of them years. After he retired, after he kind of conquered his whole voyage, was really fighting, man. Straight up bloodshed.
12 years.
That's why David called him a deceitful and bloody man. What?
It's First Maccabees 3, verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the Most High of heaven, it is all one, to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of a host, but strength coming from heaven.
And that's the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because all the wars we fought and won, it was because the angels intervened, man. Like what was it? Basically, was it Moses when basically he had to hold his hands up?
Oh yeah.
And they had to put like a Yeah, when he dropped it, we started losing. And I believe that's the battle when the Most High kept the sun up all day too. You know, 2 whole days. You know, and then basically Moses' arm was getting tired, so they had to set up
Somebody had to
brook
hold
on,
it.
and hold it up.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it, man.
yeah, but the Lord, he stopped time, man. Lord,
Right, man.
The sun, like, wait a minute, you ready? What the fuck? But hey, shit like that getting ready to happen in the earth.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gonna fucking, it's gonna be 2 o'clock for fucking 24 hours, man. Like, wait a minute. Because the Lord is an author of time. The Lord is not bound by time. Time is broken down to a physical 3rd dimensional sense, man. 4th dimensional time is totally different. Don't operate on a time frame, man. That's why they call him the father of time.
First Maccabees 3 verse 19. For the victory of the battle, standing not in the multitude of a host, but strength cometh from heaven. And when you put it, man, 144,000 men against basically the whole world, that's a very, very, very small number, man. It's 144,000 men against billions of people, man. You see?
You already know I'm gonna go.
But it say they come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us.
Yeah.
But we fight for our lives and our laws, man. You know, and I got that because the American military, they don't have nothing honorable to stand upon.
Right.
You wanna fight for the right for people in your nation back home to get gigantic ass titties as a man.
Oh, man.
Y'all see
Right.
that?
Yeah, brother did a lesson on
You
that.
niggas is fighting for the right for that, man.
Yeah.
Niggas is fighting for the right for 5-year-olds to switch teams, if you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we fight for righteousness. That's an honorable fight, ain't it?
Yes.
Right.
It's worth dying for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what this thing is likened to, man. A battle, man.
That's right. It is a war. All right, I got a precept real quick to show you that the Lord ain't dealing with the numbers. This is the book of Leviticus 26, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. And it says here, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 6. It says, and I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And the 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall fall before you, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's plain, man. The Lord gave you some tangible numbers to give you an idea of what kind of power he was working with here, man. Because the same thing happened in the situation of in the matter of Gideon. You had 10,000 fighters willing, but the Lord basically said, "Nah, I don't need 10,000.
That's right, baby.
I'm gonna raise up 300. We're gonna get the job done."
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's showing you that the Lord, like he said in that precept, whether or not you get the victory that comes from the heavens, man.
Right.
That also is double fold on that guy Alexander. The Lord was with him to take all that land that he took, because that was a prophecy. Daniel prophesied that a couple hundred years before that happened. You see, that the Lord came down on. Because you think about it, he only had 30,000 men. Not only did he take land that he was unfamiliar with, he learned their terrain, put them on their own land, and didn't lose ever.
That's some high level skill.
Never went back home to Greece ever. Just took up 30 and just went out there. That was the Lord that was with him.
Campaign.
That's why Esau pushed to study your geography, man.
Yep.
Right.
Because like if you're gonna be, and this is why the reason why when you look forward, when we went to the land of Canaan, when we had to spy out, and we had to basically spy out the land, basically Moses sent Joshua and the 12 spies forth because they had to get an understanding on the layout of the land.
Yeah,
You can't take a land if you don't know the layout of it, so you study it. That's why they call what they call
Reconnaissance.
reconnaissance, man.
Right.
You got geopolitics, man. When they study, they send a CIA in there to map out the land. They'll send drones and shit. And notice every mission that you do with espionage, they tell you what your insertion point is, and this is how you're gonna navigate to take it.
It's called scouts.
Scouts,
It's
yeah.
It's
Yep.
a big job in the military.
Huge
You're a scout,
job.
you a motherfucker that can do some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have special forces training to be able to survive off the land and fight and be a medic all in one thing.
Yep.
And they would send just a few scouts. If you send too many, you're gonna be spotted out.
Well, the men that spied out the walls, spied out the land, those were scouts, man.
Yeah, right.
He sent the 12 men forth.
Right.
You know, like
smart
right now.
right there.
You had men that specialized in that too. Because in the time of Jeremiah, he sent something called a quiet prince to get a letter delivered. You know, I believe it was the book of Lamentations. That was a man that knew how to scout information, how to navigate certain people and get things done.
He was
you know?
basically a double agent.
Basically was an agent.
Yeah, double agent. Yeah.
Jeremiah trusted him to go into the land a hostile land to get a message delivered. And that's kind of like what the CIA does for America now. You know, that's basically a big scout that's spying, you know, espionage, you know.
Central Intelligence Agency, man.
Right.
You get gathering intelligence, man.
Yeah.
Intel.
You had Jakes that specialized in that too, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Shit, Jake grew up playing them fucking Metal Gear Solid games, and
God.
James Bond games and shit. His Splinter Cell and shit, man. You know, but regardless of that, read this piece up again. It says here, if 5 of you should chase 100. So, wait a minute. It's 5 brothers right here.
Yeah,
We'll put 100 motherfuckers to flight.
that's right.
100 people. And it says here, and 100 of you should put 10,000 to flight. So how much more 144,000? Just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brothers, including other brothers that may be out here doing the work. Let's say if the Lord raises up with spiritual power, we'll put this city to flight, man. One brother can take this whole city, bro, easily with the power. Because our power is gonna be otherworldly shit, man. We're literally gonna call down fire from heaven on people, man. May seem unfathomable now, but hey, once the Lord unlock that potential in your mindset, hey, we gonna literally be able to shake the winds out here.
That's right,
That's
man.
when all the fucking bullshit gonna stop, the shit talking. All you quiches out there that talk shit about us, that thought we wasn't nothing, hey, you gonna get a nice visit in that day.
That's right,
You gonna
man.
get that knock at the
man.
door.
Yeah.
And then honestly, if you wanna be on some barbarian, you may just blow the motherfucker down with your mindset.
Yeah.
Or if you really wanna fuck somebody's mind up, you can go inside their mind and destroy their ass, man. You know?
Yeah, the scriptures speak about a veil over this place being basically being broken.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a time period where the things that seem so unbelievable, they're gonna seem very believable. When the Lord takes that veil down, chariots are gonna be part of that. When people start seeing actual ships, it's not gonna be as far-fetched to see a guy with spiritual powers.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, go into the Simeon Toko.
Yeah.
They called him the Black Jesus.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
a brother went into it again earlier, and that's the spirit that kept coming back up. Hey, he said it. He said, hey, in the very near future, you're gonna have many more like me, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. They said this man was able to materialize elements out of thin air. Meaning he could say he go a cup of ice cream right out of no goddamn where, man.
That's power right
That's
there.
power, man. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 17,
That's right.
verse 19. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could we not cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you.
There it goes. Right, bro. So nothing would be impossible. So they think about that. That means nothing.
Yes.
That means if a brother want to take a fucking car and throw it with his mind, he can do it. Like honestly speaking, brothers, I bet every brother up here as a kid had a very overactive imagination. You know, stayed in the video game or comic books, whatever. Like right now, I could vision myself lifting that pole up and throwing that shit across the goddamn road. Literally, I can see myself doing it and throwing it that way. But you can see that in your mind, that's power. So just imagine when it becomes a reality.
Yeah. That's why Jake resonate with DBZ.
Yeah,
growing
that's
up,
right.
man. Shows like that.
Yeah.
It's not just because they was well put together, but it's something in us to be more than what we are.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Because like think about it, like when you watch the X-Men, man, they hunted them down because those powers. So it makes sense why the Lord ain't give us that power yet, because we gotta push this ministry first. We're fishing, then we go hunt. Because if we start doing miracles right now, before time Esau, man, they're literally sitting, they would literally nuke this city to get us, man.
Come.
Collateral damage, man.
We pray for it, man.
Yeah.
And part of that mustard seed, and Yahushua speaking about that mustard seed, that's how it is believing in spiritual powers now, man. Because we don't have anything that's direct faith or science to explain all of this shit, man.
Yeah,
But we still have the faith that we can do it. That's the mustard seed. So when the time comes, that's gonna be enough for the Lord to grant us what we're praying for, man.
I'm trying to tell you, brothers, man.
Which is power.
Hey,
That's a good analogy the Lord used as a grain of mustard seed. Because mustard seed is like the smallest seed
It
you
grows,
can have.
yeah.
When it grows, that spreads out a lot.
Right.
It just grows and grows on its own, man. So some people consider it like a weed, like dandelions.
Right.
You know? So just that little bit of faith will explode. It's a bigger faith.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
more power.
It's a big example. It's a good example, man.
I had another precept.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Acts 1 and 8. But ye shall receive power. After that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
So wait a minute, man. The uttermost parts of the earth. We're in the very ends of the earth. Okay? This is the fourth part of the earth. Because the scriptures goes into the fourth part, which is America, this western hemisphere. Now, think about that. That was in bodies like we were doing these miracles.
Yeah.
Even King David's mighty men, when it's like he slaughtered a primal men of Moab, and Samson slew 1,000 men with the jawbone of an ass.
Yeah.
He didn't have no spirit. Hey, Elijah, shit, man. Hey, he called down fire from heaven.
Right. Yeah.
At the same time, hey, he healed the brook too, man, because hey, they was like, well, this land, the waters are bitter. And what Elijah do through the spirit, he was able to heal the waters, man.
Yep.
So if they did this as men, how much more this day when Esau come after us with his military, man?
Yeah. Six sheep bears on niggas.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we all know that Elijah's John the Baptist in the reincarnation.
Yeah.
So John the Baptist, when he was on the scene, he was just prophesying, man.
Yeah.
But eventually, hey, that power's gonna come back. That ability is gonna come back, man.
That's right, hey, because the earth has been a long time of slumber, man, with that power.
Yeah.
We haven't heard or seen any testimonies of people physically doing supernatural human abilities in a long time, man. It's been too long to sleep. So eventually somebody gotta wake up, man. Somebody gonna get it. It's a matter of time. It's been too many thousands of years where these things have been happening.
Yeah.
That's
When's
true.
the last time we heard about some documentation of spiritual power? And it's been since Yahweh Shai was gone, since his disciples did it. After that, everything kind of went to sleep.
Yeah.
That's how you know that. That's how you know the X-Men is about us too, because there was a period of time, but the X-Gs didn't really wake up until around the time of modern man, like around the early 30s, 40s, the First World War. But then you had Apocalypse, that was 2,000 years ago, when he spoke about all the original mutants. There was like a period of time where you just didn't see a bunch of people basically were in hiding. You didn't hear anything about us. But then towards the 30s and 40s, Esau was like, oh hell no, mutants are a thing. We need kind of like the Central program. You know?
Well, watch that
all these
movie.
different things.
That movie Glass. It's another one. Glass. It's 2 parts to it. Yep, Unbreakable Glass and Split. So yeah, that nigga.
I still haven't seen those, man.
Yeah, I got him at the crib.
X-Men Apocalypse is a good one too. That's why they named it Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, man.
X-Men Apocalypse, man. That was a highly spiritual movie. All types of superpowers.
Right.
Well, shit, hey, the last Mortal Kombat movie, man. They had to unlock, they called it kata. Now that shit went in the video games, these niggas was just strong. But in the movie, they actually unlocked that ability, man.
Right.
Kung Lao had the power of Chi, was able to teleport. Kane had the fire power, Sub-Zero had the Chiromancer power.
Yeah.
Scorpion had the power of a Hell Spectre, a Hell Spawn, you know?
Yeah.
And Kano had the laser.
Right.
Raiden's the Thunder God, the Thunder God. And they base these movies off watching the scriptures, man.
Right.
Because it's a movie called Immortal, where the guy he had basically spiritual power. It's kind of like this guy. It was a video game. This dude had the power like electricity, man.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave those.
Yeah. Come on, go ahead. Somebody get Zechariah 12 and 8.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, 3 verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery.
Right, because when they see us in our hell, you know, we complain a lot, we out here teaching, we cursing people out. They think that we're the miserable man in the earth because we're not getting the worldly accolades and reverence that these people are getting.
Yeah.
We don't have veneration among these heathens out here.
Yeah.
No.
To the outside looking in, it may seem like all we do is experience what the world calls bad luck, man. You know,
That's
we don't, especially if you're dealing with a woman for a while. She's like, damn, something else is it? What is it this time, nigga? 'Cause, you know, you talk to your woman about shit, they be like, damn, they be feeling bad.
Shake your
On some
head.
real shit. But they be like, hey, this is shit we deal with, you know?
She was like, man, when I saw the car burn down, she said, I just cried, bro. She was like, I just cried, man. I was like, shit.
They be feeling our pain, but they ain't never seen it as frequent as what we deal with, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, bro.
It do.
Yeah, right.
But to us, it's just our life, man.
Yeah.
That's why the scripture is saying, it say, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and there are departures taken for misery. They think all this bullshit we incur, we just miserable, man.
Right.
But it's the spirit that quickens, it's the spirit that keep us alive, man.
Right.
As tired as we be throughout the week, man, I feel good now.
Oh man.
Fuck all the other shit.
I'm
But
amped.
say, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality. And have been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Greatly rewarded, bro.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. I mean, you gotta have a spiritual body. You gotta have spiritual powers to quicken you to live forever, man. You ain't gonna live forever with some damn jump shots in your arm.
And it's a mindset too, because remember in 2 Maccabees 7, when those men were getting tortured in front of the mother, they knew that they was gonna come back. Because people have been invested in the kingdom of heaven since the beginning of time. So when you know the history and you understand the Lord, and understand the mindset of Yahweh Shai, you would know that if you die on this side, you're gonna come back. So that's why the ancient prophets of old, they accepted that, because they're like, look, I'm gonna come back anyway. And if I'm faithful in this life, I'm gonna be faithful in the next life. So it wasn't nothing for Ezekiel or Jeremiah, like, all right, stone me, do what you gonna do. Yeah, it's troublesome to the flesh, but if they knew they was the men of the Lord called you to be a prophet, he already gave the breakdown.
Yeah, what did Apostle Paul say? He say, I'm ready this day to die for the name of Yahweh Shai. It was nothing to him.
And he said it with boldness. He said, look, I'm ready to be delivered. I've offered my sacrifice, roughly paraphrasing. Hey, I'm ready for the crown. Because he already knew in his spirit that he was already going to get it, man. And confidence, man. So you brothers, man, you got to have that confidence, man.
Yeah.
Throughout all your life, all the hell we catch, you got to know what you're doing is the right thing, man. Because if it ain't us, who is it?
Right.
It's these people walking around here? It's these demons? Hell no.
Right. And certainty is important too, because demons will jump on you, man.
Yeah.
Those are cracks in the spiritual armor, so to speak. You know, Paul also wisely wrote that we are prisoners of hope, but at the same time, there has to be a confidence in the thing that you're doing.
Right.
You know, you have to know that we're doing the right thing no matter what hell we catch. Otherwise, Satan will creep in. You know?
Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High approved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
You know what that is? That's moving faster than the speed of light, brothers. You know when you flick off a light switch, how quick that light, that really represents that instant transmission. Like when you see on DBZ, when they collide, it's like splitting particles. Yeah, it's like when Esau had what he called the God particle. He has a hydro collider when he split these particles beyond the speed of light, and it opens up wormholes. That's how fast we're gonna be moving, bro. And with that type of fastness and that type of ability, we're gonna be able to sit there in and out of dimensions like just with a thought. Because the power starts in the mind. If you can think it, you can do it. It's all mental, brothers.
Right. You say they shall shine, man, which means you gonna have that
glow,
aura over you, man.
Right.
But hey, as bro say, it started in the mind, because the scriptures say, wisdom maketh the man's face to shine, man.
Right.
Before you get any type of Super Saiyan DBZ, you got to be right up here. Then people see your order spiritually.
Right.
People be like, oh, it's something about this guy, or you just look different. It's just because you got that on you. Eventually, it's gonna become physical. See? But it say, in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over them, and the Lord shall reign forever.
So wait a minute, vocab. It says we're gonna have dominion. So if we got dominion, that means that we got slaves. It says have dominion over them, man. And we gonna have dominion because we gonna have the power. So see, let's get fun, though. Before we get to that point, Esau got robots. See, cleaning the people up, that's easy. Because these people, man, they ain't gonna take no goddamn punch to the fucking gut. You punch through a motherfucking shit, hand come on the backside, you rip the heart out. Shao Kahn say fatality and shit, posing with the niggas. Now them niggas in more they pose and shit.
Johnny Cage and Scream.
Yeah, he got something called a head pop, bro. He'll knock your head off and he'll keep upcutting your head to keep coming out, man. But them robots, man, Esau got technology. He has super soldiers, man. Report came out there in Ukraine that they was shooting them soldiers up with some type of serum, that they was taking fucking bullets and getting back up.
7.62s, man.
And 7.62 will put your ass down, but that's knocking shit off. Get hit with that, your whole shit coming off, bro.
Done.
You get hit, this coming off. Those are shells that ain't made to be put in men. Like a 50 caliber shell, those shits are used to shoot down Black Hawk helicopters.
Anti fucking
robots
tanks, man.
Just fire that motherfucker, no problem. Perfect aim.
And the robot, they've got it. They've got robots trained to the point they're walking around with sniper rifles on their back.
Yeah. They got that dynamic.
Yeah.
I did a video, there's a dog robot. Not only can that motherfucker just outrun you, but that nigga got a whole
minigun on that
I think
bitch.
it was an M4 on his back or something. He can literally run and shoot at the same time, man.
Them motherfuckers spit too, bro.
Like
Things can go.
You can tell it precision aim, because he'll be moving like this, like he'll rotate up and down like that. So you know that the dog has cameras on it. Yeah. It could just clip your ass, man.
It'll lock on.
Yeah.
Once it locks on its target, it's a wrap. They showed you that in that movie with not Michael B. Jordan, no, what's this guy named Anthony Mackie? He was a movie. He was basically
Wire. I know you're talking about Wire or something like that.
And you remember when the nigga, the dude that played Franklin from the what's the name of the show, Snowfall? He was like in the Air Force, and he was basically responsible for drone strikes, man.
Yeah.
Collateral damage, nigga.
Right.
So, yeah, it was pretty dope. So basically, when he touched down on Ground Zero, he was up against these type of robot tanks, man. They was locking on. They was knocking shit down.
Yeah, man.
Ain't no average human being. I don't give a fuck if you a spatting ass troop. You ain't doing nothing with a machine, man.
Right.
So that's when we come in at. Yeah. We gonna literally go tick for top with them things, man. Esau got 1,000,000,000 drones underground.
Yeah.
And we gonna take them shits out.
That's right.
With the power, man.
Esau, he probably got Gundams and shit.
Oh yeah.
They gonna try to fight Michael and the Angels. They gonna try to bring out all of the shit, man.
That's what that show Gundam Wing was about, man.
Gundam Wing, yeah. Pacific Rim. Esau thinks like that. What's the biggest weapon I can create? I'm gonna try to fight Yahweh Shai. You gotta think about that.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
The stones you gotta have on you to say some shit like that.
That's crazy.
Well, see, that's the same spirit Antiochus was in when the Most High smote him with that fucking disease of the loins, man.
Yeah.
He smote his rod in his bowels, and basically he had a stink that was unbearable. And the Lord basically died of excruciation pain. Because basically he said, I'm gonna make the land of Jerusalem, or the Israelites, I'm gonna make that shit a graveyard.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same concept. Esau got this technology out here to destroy our people. That's what the M-Bird virus is about. That's what the C19 orange juice was about. That's what these pestilence is about, to target Jake. Because when you watch that movie in Planet, when they showed you everybody lining up for it, 95% of them were Israelites, man. That went to go get that you know what.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 13, verse 5.
You got that, Zechariah?
Oh yeah, you can get it. Since we speaking on, the people trying to fight against Yahweh Shai, this is prophecy that's going to happen.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 13, verse 5. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
Right, said he flew upon it. So, hey, he flew upon it, man. Now, you can say, all right, well, a chariot took him up. No, the Lord can fly, man. He flew upon it. You think the Most High made men so inferior to other animals? No. The Lord gave us dominion over the earth for a reason, man.
Right.
So when I wouldn't doubt if the first Adam, which was Yahweh Shai, before we fell, I wouldn't be surprised if he could fly. That's nothing. Because you ain't doing nothing but manipulating the elements. Shit, Chris Blaine showed you that shit, nigga was levitating, man. If they doing this shit on the left-hand side, Chris Angel, they doing this shit on the left-hand side, imagine what we gonna do on the right-hand side. So there ain't nothing to fly up that building, man, and just go and fly up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I had a dream about a week ago, man. I was like Vegeta or some shit. I was flying like in this ring. And I was flying around this goddamn arena. I was like throwing energy blasts at motherfuckers, man. It felt so goddamn real. Like I was literally flying over people, man. I'm like, oh shit. You know?
It would make sense that Adam had powers like that. Remember, he named all the animals. He had to be able to go to the highest mountains and trees and all of these other different things, you know? He scouted those things out and gave them all names.
Right, because even then, going to the bottom, you got certain animals that don't go above like a couple of thousand feet above surface level in the ocean. Certain animals are only made to navigate at the bottom of the ocean. So how did he name those things?
Yeah.
Most High gave him the knowledge, of course. But hey, Adam knew what it was because he was Yahushua. He had an understanding of these things. So it ain't gonna be nothing for a man in the Lord to go down to the Mariana Trench and walk down there, exploring the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna have a fucking house down there, man.
Well, the scriptures say that we gonna gather the elites from the holes of the rocks.
Yep.
Them deep underground military bunkers, that shit is miles underground, man. How you think you gonna get there?
I can't wait, bro.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Man, it's like, bro, like, it gotta happen, man.
That's right, man.
It gotta happen, man.
Snatch a nigga up. Like, get your ass out of here.
I'm gonna do like Omni-Man did, man. Niggas fighting in the subway. They could just crash down all the levels. Showed up, what's up? You know, he was chopping niggas in half with his bare hands.
Maybe took the nigga out of space.
Yeah.
Hey, but that scripture said, hey, greatly rewarded, man. Greatly rewarded for this thing. Let me finish this. 2nd Ezra 13, verse 6. But I beheld him, lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
The Spirit of the Lord put it over the fight. Now, bro, everybody believe in UFOs, right? But see, people have been seeing them, but they haven't seen them like that. They've seen the lights, the auras, and certain people seeing ships. But see, when this comes back, and Yahushua comes back in that fathership, that's gonna bug people the fuck out, man. People gonna really lose their goddamn marbles because they're like, wait a minute. We read about this shit in the book, we seen it in a movie, but we didn't know that it was real.
Right, yeah. I was gonna say, Esau's been slowly programming you about this thing.
Yeah.
Because every sci-fi movie, it's basically, it's basically a big threat, and it's never benevolent, man. They're here to take over, it's an invasion. You know, so that gives people that in that spirit of unity.
Yep.
He's been slowly programming people, but when the chariots show up, you already gonna know what it is, man. Because subconsciously, every sci-fi movie where aliens showed up, fathership, whatever you call it, it's always been a problem for Esau, man.
Hey, well, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The chariots may show up on us today, bro.
Hey, Lord's will.
They can come. Hey, the chariots will show up, man.
Lord's will.
Hey, but you also got that foreshadowing, because remember the Elder Menata Zakba uploaded that video. It's like a short film where it say the chariots beamed up all the black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
They said they require all the black people to get on their ship in order to save Earth. What does that mean?
And you know what? It's funny. It's a book that this Issacharite woman wrote. I think it's called The Supernatural.
5 minutes.
I mean, 5 minutes. Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it's called like The Supernatural or something like that.
Yep.
Basically, it was an Issacharite woman. She said that it was these black people and Hispanics that was built up in these ships that were beamed up, and they had Western clothing on, urban clothes, like they came from a hard place. And she said the men that were driving these so-called UFOs looked like black and Latino men with big bushy beards, afros, and parades. So the brothers up there that's driving, they look just like us, man. Just in a more angelic, cleaned up state. But hey, they look like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because our Heavenly Father, hey, He controls this, man. And you know what was so beautiful?